Good evening. I'm Chanel, Vehicle Title Expert. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and thank you in advance for subscribing. So tonight I will be talking to those of you who have purchased your vehicle from a dealership, or you're about to purchase your vehicle from a dealership, but you do not want to wait for the dealership to process your transaction. Maybe you feel the dealership is too slow. Maybe you are in a hurry and you really want to get your title work done yourself. Well, that may seem like a very good idea. It may seem like a harmless idea, but you cannot do that without being prepared to face the consequences that can arise in the event you decide to overstep the dealership. Okay, so normally dealers are required to title and register your vehicle, especially if there is a lien. They're required to take care of the whole title process for you. Okay. Now, if you pay cash money for a vehicle, they will give you the title packet sometimes and allow you to go and get the title work done yourself. But if there's a lien, normally they're going to do that whole thing for you due to liability. Okay. Now, I want to share that depending on your state, there are certain DMVs, certain stipulations in place where they will, conduct a partial registration record for you or title record for you, and they will put a hold on that transaction and allow the dealership to submit the title and or supporting documentation at a later date. Okay, depending on your state, depending on the circumstance at hand. And what I'm seeing is that some of you guys are creating bogus stories to the DMV with the hope that you can get your vehicle registered and or titled quickly without the dealership's help. You want to, move along. But what happens is your registration can be impacted because it can be created partially. It may not be processed fully. Okay. And if you have a temp tag that the dealership gave you and you go through that process, it can also impact your temp tag. Because when the dealership goes into their system and try to reissue you another temp tag, they will see that some activity pertaining to that title record was created and has already been started. And they know it was not on their end. So now they're going to be questioning DMV as to who created this title record or this registration record for this customer. So again, that registration can be impacted. Okay. The second thing in terms of the consequence can be your lien may not be put on file if you have a lien holder. So if that lien is not recorded, then what will happen is the lien holder will reach out to you or the dealership looking for that title. Okay. And another consequence is the sales tax or any other applicable fees will not be submitted to the DMV because when you go there, normally you're not going to hand over the hundreds or thousands of dollars that you're going to have to remit for the sales tax. The dealership normally has those fees for you and they have to submit those fees on your behalf. Okay. So now the DMV, if they decide to move forward, they could put a hold on your record regarding fees, or they may send you a bill, or they could send a bill to the dealership, looking for these fees in question. Okay. And lastly, depending on the situation at hand and how ugly and messy your transaction could become, because you have overstepped the dealership, your title work could be messed up. Some of you have even went as far as to alter the title work, and provide false information and things of this nature. So in the event you have overstepped the dealership, then and the dealership finds out about this, they can take legal action against you as well as the lien holder. And let me give you guys an example. I am not encouraging anyone to do this, but I did mention falsify, so I'm going to touch upon that a little bit. I have seen cases looking over title work that we've had, even doing research with the DMV on behalf of our dealerships. Customers have altered title documents. Some of you have went to the DMV, you have filled out title applications aside from what the dealership has already had. That's still a form of altering, because if you filled out one thing at the dealership and you go to the DMV and you try to fill out something else and leave things off on purpose, that's still going to be, falsifying the documentation. So whatever that dealership has, and you try to overstep that and, leave things out and, change and manipulate the information, that is going to be problematic. Because when the dealership finds out about that, as I shared, you know, it can be really ugly. It can be a legal mess. So my recommendation is, unless you have the permission from the dealership to do your own title and registration transaction, let them do their job. Okay, you purchased a vehicle from them. They are responsible for getting your transaction done if there's a lien, and they're responsible for making sure your vehicle is titled and registered completely, accurately, and hopefully in a timely manner. And even if it may not be as quick as you had hoped, at least you are going to get a completed and accurate transaction, and you can go from there. But I do not recommend you guys to overstep the dealerships, because you could be dealing with a legal matter down the road. If you have any questions pertaining to tonight's segment, feel free to drop me a line below or visit me at wisdomandauthority.com. Check me out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Click share and subscribe. I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.